5 minutes late because I went after I was late for a while and it was bothering me. Then I wasn't late at all. I was like sitting here early, and I even hopped on early like a good amount of times. And then I think because I haven't done it in so long, I forget that it like takes a couple minutes to and then also I didn't have the kids today, but then like a bunch of ended up wanting to go to. It was like a science fair. I'm not gonna lie, I love taking the kids to like school events. This one was not my favorite. It was like STEM, so I thought it'd be cool. It was like not, and I took Aura, and so it was just most things she couldn't do, and then she got frustrated. Also, I got this new Pample, okay? She's new. Oh my gosh, so many familiar faces, guys. It's so weird. I haven't done a live in so long, but it also feels like not that long. Oh my gosh, congratulations. That's amazing. In bed. That's the best way to celebrate it. I'm just like such a bed person. Not even bed, but like home. Like I just love home. Like Demi, I missed you. Thank you for like messaging and supporting and just like sticking around. I know that I kind of mentioned to you guys that I was going to like take a break and stuff, but I didn't expect to be gone so drastically and for so long. And I also expected to have like a lot more wedding content by now, but I'm still waiting. That stuff, like, I don't know why I was expecting to have it quick, because it always takes a long time, but it's still, you know, I'm just like dying. It's almost been 2 months, I think. Has it? Yeah, like literally a couple days away from being 2 months. That's crazy. And I was just going to take January off, but then so many things like brand wise and waiting for approvals. And then that content, like I literally was just like, you know what, I'm just going to post and then hold off like the sponsor, the honeymoon stuff. Cause the place we stayed is like, it wasn't necessarily sponsored, but kind of. And so I heard something outside. I just have to like show them the content before it goes up. Anyways, they're taking a long time to approve it, and they're just on a lot different schedule like than me, and so I'm still waiting. So the honeymoon content was supposed to go up, like that was going to be the first thing I came back with, was like sharing all of the honeymoon pictures and videos, but that had to wait. So Cancun to Vancouver. Oh my gosh. Or Vancouver Island. How far is that? I went to Disneyland for Alea's birthday and we flew back, and you guys know I have anxiety over everything. Let's be real. But I have really bad flight anxiety. It actually went away. I wouldn't say went away, but it was like damn near went away. Like I could get on a plane and like be fine. Like I flew to London. I mean, I drink to help myself, but like I could do it. This last time I flew back from Disneyland, no joke, they were boarding the plane and I called Preston and my dad and was like, I cannot get on the plane. I can't, like, I'm gonna have to drive. There's balloons. I've never seen that before. Oh my God, that was so cool. Anyways, yeah, it was horrible. So we have a trip planned to Scotland in a couple months, in like 2 months, and I'm terrified because I'm like, I ended up getting on the plane, by the way. I cried. I literally cried. I had to go up to the flight attendant, asked if they expected turbulence. Her answer was, yes, we actually are not going to be able to get out of our seats and do like service because we're expecting like turbulence. But Alea was with me, so I had to like, and Alea, she told me, like, Mom, why are you so upset? And I felt like it was a good learning opportunity because I was like, you know, Mom gets scared of things too. And she's like, but why are you scared? Like, what do you think could happen? And I was like, you know, I don't know what I'm scared of. Like, I just feel nervous. And I felt like it was a good learning opportunity, or like I don't know if that's what you'd call it, but for me to show Alea, like, I get scared of things too, but we still do it anyways, and then it turns out good. That's what got me through it, is like, you gotta, like, this is a time to teach. Come on, you gotta get through this. But it was horrible. Okay? So going to Scotland, I'm like, oh my god, there's a thumbs up. Okay, I saw this I was FaceTiming the other day, and the person did a thumbs up, and it showed a thumbs up. And now it does it on here too? That's so weird. I feel like I was gone for 2 months, and like now all of this stuff changed. I did change my last name. I always knew that I was gonna change my last name. I'm not somebody who like, I mean, I didn't love my last name. It was hard to spell, and it was long, and it was hard to say. But like, it's my last name, you know, I never like hated it. Like, it's still a part of who I am. But I always knew when I got married, I would want to change it. Plus, Smith is just so much simpler and like easy to spell. Like, you don't have to spell it every time, you know? I think I hear a child. Aura? Alea? What are you doing? Okay, careful. Mommy has her video on. Can you go lay upstairs, and then when I'm done, I'll get you? I know you want to snuggle Mommy, baby. I promise I'm going to snuggle you, but right now you're supposed to be in bed. Okay, hold on one jiffy. My dad wasn't, like, sad. Like, my dad knew that that's what I was going to want to do. I think that, like, a little part of him, you know? But he also knew. Come here. Okay, I'll be right back. Come here. Hey, listen. We are a big girl, baby. We cannot be so sad. Sorry guys. Let's put the cats in here. Oh my gosh, Aura has... Okay, so all of my kids have always slept in their rooms for the most part. Like, here and there, obviously, they'll come into my room. Aura's not like that. Aura comes... She falls asleep in her bed every single night, but comes to my room every single night. Like, at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I thought I heard her get up. And... I can't tell if that's her or not. It's just hard. I mean, if you guys have kids, you know, it's like a part of you is like, okay, it's just a phase, you know? It's not worth the battle. Like, whatever. She's falling asleep in her bed. She's coming in at 4 a.m. Like, it's not the end of the world. But at the same time, habits when you're 3 become not just habits. They become like a pattern, you know? And like, that's what they just do every single night. They can't sleep unless they do. So I've been like really trying to, it's getting sooner and sooner in the night rather than like 4. It's like 3, 2, 1, you know, and then even like now, like right now, she's been in bed, but she wants to fall asleep with me. So it's hard. I don't know. I'm like trying to figure out the balance. Also, she is still my baby. Like, you know, I feel like when you have the youngest, you always like a little bit feel like guilty about, and like I feel worse. I don't know. So I'm trying to, like, right now I need to be consistent with like, no, you need to fall asleep in your bed. But it's hard because if you're a parent, again, you know, or like ever have experience with kids, it, you know, at first it's like, okay, let's go back up to our room, you know, the gentle parent approach. I don't know what your guys' kids, but my kids barely respond to gentle parenting. In fact, I had this conversation with Alea because the other day I got really upset and I yelled. And she was like, why'd you yell? That really hurt my feelings. Alea's really good at expressing her feelings, which I'm very proud of her for. And I expressed that to her. But I was telling her, like, listen, I don't want to yell at you, but you don't listen when I'm nice. And that's just as frustrating for me, you know? Like, I don't know. I get it. It's so hard. It's like balance. So anyways, the gentle approach is not working with the whole bedroom situation. Like, even right now, I tried to be nice. I took her up there. I like tickled her face like as she was laying down, and then as soon as I got up to walk away, she went to cry again. And I'm like, I had to be stern. Like, you cannot cry like this. This is not okay. And it sucks because then I feel bad. Anyways, I'm ranting about parenting. You guys probably don't give a shit, but yes, this is my wedding band. A lot of people have noticed that I've just been wearing my wedding band, and I love my pearl. Like, this is the ring that I told him that I always wanted. Like, this was the dream ring, but it's not, because of the pearl, it's not like great to wear every single day because like pearls are very delicate. So luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had anything ever happen to this ring. Oh, I thought she was coming in again. I like dread it because I don't want to get mad at her either. But anyways, so when it came to my wedding band, when we were talking about like the style of wedding band that I wanted and stuff, because I didn't see, well, I guess I did see it before, but I wasn't planning on seeing it before. And, you know, we were talking about like the style I wanted, and I knew I wanted a ring that I could wear by itself, and then like for special occasions wear both. I'm also just not a jewelry person, so wearing 2 rings all the time is a little excessive for me. But I love it. I love that it goes all the way around too. That was like important for me because I hate the, like, you know, a lot of rings are like half diamonds, and then this part is just like this part. But rings turn all around like all the time, and then you're gonna constantly be fixing it. I'm not gonna be fixing it. So yeah, I don't know. I love it. This is definitely I just did like a whole 30 minutes and it freaking ended. That's so annoying. My gosh. Okay. Anyways, if you guys were watching the last live, I was talking about the wedding band, and I was going to add to what I was saying about it. this ring, I just feel like is so beautiful on its own that there's not really a ring that could go with it that would like complement it, in my opinion. So I kind of like wanted this ring to just be its own ring, and then like this ring, even though I would really probably never wear this one on its own. It's so extravagant. I just love it. Like the pearl, I just love pearls. I'm obsessed. So many of our wedding like details were pearl. Like I used like all the centerpieces, all the jars were filled with pearls. I love it. They're just so simple and honestly pretty cheap. Like you can buy them in bulk and like use them to decorate. I can't believe it did that. I don't know. It literally just said, usually it says pause for poor connection. It literally said your life has ended. Which is annoying because I wanted to save it, and now I'm going to save this one, and it's going to be like my first live back in months is like halfway started. So annoying. But what have you guys been up to? It's been so long. I feel like there's so much has changed. So much can change in 2 months. This purple shirt hasn't changed. I wear this shirt all the time. I don't know if you guys saw, I worked with Pumi, and I've actually worked with them a couple times now. I love their bodysuits. That's what I've talked about the last 2 times, but they came out with shirts recently, and I've been wearing them, and every time I wear them, you guys ask where I get the shirts. And Pumi is a brand you get through Amazon, so it's like an Amazon product. Super easy to buy. But they're so comfortable. Oh my gosh, they're so comfortable, and like the material is thick. I know it sounds like, I feel like because I said it in a sponsor now, it just sounds like I'm hyping that. But like, if it weren't for the sponsor, I would still love these shirts, and I want to go on and personally purchase more colors because they sent me, there's like a taupe. Is that the right color? Whatever. They sent me some neutrals, so I want to get like some spring colors maybe. Not too wild, geez, you know. Thank you. I do love the hair. It's so much easier. I cut it like 2 days after the wedding. Best choice I ever made. Just like washing it is so easy now. Like I used to dread washing my hair. I mean, who doesn't, right? But I dreaded it because with all the extensions and the making sure I get out, you have to like be so careful making sure you get out the shampoo and conditioner because it gets caught in like the little beads or whatever. So it was like just like an hour and a half shower with like the 22-inch hair. It was horrible. So anyways, with the short hair, it's so much easier. I will say, it also looks healthier, but my hair is just so thin, and like going from extensions to not having extensions, that is something that like makes me insecure that, I don't know, I'm like, dude, I look bald, but I do like it a lot better. It's just like, it sometimes is an adjustment when it's not styled. It's a little crazy. Would you dye your hair brown ever? No, actually, my natural hair color is brown, not like super dark or anything, but it's ugly, and I've dyed it really brown, and it's really ugly. I mean, it was so many years ago, but I was like so scarred. I was like, we are not doing this again. I don't care what you say. I let Levi play games late tonight. I'm very strict with screen time and especially video games. But tonight, I let him play late, and he's like so excited about it. He's playing the Oculus. I hate the Oculus. I think that's the worst thing for kids, to be honest. I know that that says a lot because there's a lot out there, but the way people speak on Oculus, like Levi's learned words, like he's come to me and been like, Mom, what is this word? And I'm like, what just came out of your mouth? Like worse than the F word, like horrible things. So I hate when he plays the Oculus. I usually make him mute the other people. Or I have to like be in the room. I've gotten so angry. I have taken the headset off of him, you guys, and putting the headset on and like got into full-blown arguments with like young kids. Not arguments, but I like get on and I'm like, you cannot be speaking that way. Do you even know what you're saying? Like it's absurd what these children say on there. It's crazy. Thank you, Linda. I feel like I've come so far, guys. I didn't even know what a badge was like a couple months ago. I feel like I'm good at like, what would you call it? Electronics? Wow, I'm old. Yeah. Like, I can figure out electronics for the most part. But I don't think I can actually. Like, I think I'm getting to the point where I'm like, oh, how do I do this? Why is it doing that? Like, my assistant, she's pretty young, and so there's certain things she tells me that I'm like, huh? You can do that? He's actually being really good, too. I told him, like, okay, you need to be quiet, because if the girls hear you up, they're gonna be, like, jealous, you know? And he's trying to be quiet. He's getting louder and louder, but he's trying. The feet are the worst. Like, if you guys live in a 2-story, I guess it depends, because, like, the last house was a 2-story, and I never really heard it. I think it's just this house is really old. The insulation isn't, like, top notch. But I keep hearing things outside. I wonder if it's, like, raining. I don't know. So weird. But yeah, anyways, the stomping. Oh my gosh, like, especially on Saturday mornings, because on the weekdays, I wake up before them and wake them up. But on the weekends, like, I wait till they wake me up. And just as soon as they get out of bed, I hear it. Because it's like, boom. Like, you would think somebody fell off the freaking bed. It's funny because I wonder why I break out so much here. Like, I mean, you guys know. You've heard me talk about this for so long now, like years. But then I watch these lives back of myself, and I'm always, like, covering, like, or doing something like this. I wonder why. Like, what am I doing? Or why do I... Because I feel like when I'm not doing lives or filming myself, I don't really do that. But maybe I just don't notice. And why would covering my mouth... Is it, like, an insecurity? I'm not insecure about my mouth. Love the girls' room. Isn't it so cute? I feel like it's lacking something. I thought about letting the kids on the empty wall do... I don't know if you guys saw the beginning of it. Is like... Oh, I had this little sticker wall that she loved. I thought about letting them do the sticker wall right there. It wouldn't be the cutest per se, but, like, they would have fun. They would love it. And I do think it would add color, because it just is lacking something that pizzazz, you know? I also want to change out the light and do, like, a chandelier, but listen, I don't want to live here that long to where I'm, like, fixing light things. That's too much. I think it is raining. I really wanted to make dinner with you guys tonight. I thought that would be fun. But, again, things just... It's really bothering me, the sound outside. What was I saying? Oh, I really wanted to do the cook. I want to, like, do more interactive lives, but... Oh, I was going to say, but then things went so different with the kids today, which I'm grateful for. Like, I'm glad... It's also Oscar's day, so he totally could have told me no, and I really appreciated that he was like, let me. But yeah, usually in the past, I probably would have been like, okay, actually, I'm gonna like reschedule basically, but because this is my first one back, I'm like, no, Kyra, you cannot reschedule. Like, let's be for real. Even if you just, like, show up and chat, it's fine. It's not like you didn't do 1,000 of those before. What did we have for dinner? That's a great question. Nothing. I don't know that Preston ate. What a horrible wife I am. I went to the school for a couple hours, and so I had like, they had, like, these wraps, some cookies, some chips, like, you know, finger food, some broccoli. So I picked out whatever they had at the table. It was not good. It was, like, really funky. But it's okay. The wraps were decent. They were just really spicy. Food is food. Like, I scarfed it down. One of the activities, you guys... This is what I mean by, like, it was great for Levi's age, but Aura's age, it was, like, she got so frustrated. And I don't blame her. I was getting frustrated. I gave up. I took on the activity, and I was like, heck no. We had to, like, build... You got 20 spaghetti noodles, but, like, you know, uncooked. And then a marshmallow and tape. And you had to, like, build the tallest tower with 1 marshmallow and 20 noodles and some tape, 1 yard of tape. It was just, I'm not good at that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a snack and scarf down the snack while you guys do this. And then they ended up getting frustrated too. So we all just snacked. Pizza sounds so good. I actually don't love pizza. And, like, there's, like, the rare occasion that I'm in the mood for it. Co-parent going okay. Yes, I'm very grateful. Like, I feel like I've said this the last couple of times. I feel like we have a very healthy co-parent relationship, and I know that's not the case for so many people. So I'm very grateful that we're able to, like, keep that civil. I feel like we always knew that we wanted to have a really healthy, like, we always made that a priority. Obviously in the beginning when you're adjusting it can be harder, but for the most part I feel like we've always really made that a priority to both, like, we both wanted a healthy relationship. I had like a bump. Gosh, when you're not 18 anymore, you like feel these random, like, what's that's new. Rachel, hello. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute since I've seen your name. That's what I love about subscribers, is I feel like I see, like, names and I recognize them, you know? $4 a.m.? Oh my by golly. That is so early. I see a lot of new names. Emily, I remember your name. Mentally what? Oh my gosh, this is driving me nuts. It's like almost ready to, you know, when you're like, should I just go after it? And then you're like, no, wait, it's not ready. Thank you. I really missed you guys too. Like, even though the break was so good and I do feel so, like, so much more clear-minded, I've also kind of I feel like I evaluated, I guess, like, what do I love about social media? What kind of content do I want to be putting out there? Like, what do I want to share with people? What is, like, my purpose on here, you know? Because I've been doing it for literally, like, 10 years. I think you can just get in the habit and, like, then you're just, like, making content, which is fine, and I didn't mind that. But, like, I wanted to, like, what is my intention of being on here, you know? And, like, I don't know, like, who do I follow? Who do I feel inspired by? Like, who do I connect with? And what kind of people do I want to connect with, like, through my audience, all that. So basically, it was really good for all of those reasons, but it was really hard because I have been, as silly as it sounds, like, you guys really do feel like my friends. And so going without that for a couple months, even though I was, like, still hanging out with friends in real life, I was like, I just felt like something was missing. And, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie, in these past couple of years of, like, getting the amount of hate that I've received, I have a lot of people in my personal life that are like, girl, how are you, like, still doing this? And I've always just known, somebody's coming downstairs. Aura, you need to go upstairs. I told you that I'm going to come talk to you when I'm done. But if you can't listen, then I'm not going to. Do you need help with your hair? I know it hurts. Why'd you do that, baby? Can you go get the cutters? Go get the ponytail cutter.
I don't know what it is.
It's in the bathroom in the hair thing. Because it's going to hurt like this. See? Okay, I got it. Better? There. Go get the cutter for the other one. Because that one will hurt. She's still going to try it anyways. Do you want me to do it or do you want to do it?
Do it.
Me? Next time, can you bring the cutters? Here, let me just try. We have, like, the ponytail cutter, so every time I take them off. There. Okay. I'll be up in just a minute, okay? I'm almost done. Can I have a kiss? I love you. Go get a brush, and if you brush it, it will help it not hurt. Okay? What? You want me to brush your hair? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. It's because I was taking out the ponytails. Do you want a hug? I love you. You look like a beautiful princess. Do you feel like a beautiful princess?
Mommy, carry me downstairs.
Yes, I carry you downstairs, okay?
No.
Not right now, though. You go upstairs, and then when I'm done, I'll go up there, okay?
No, you carry me upstairs.
You want me to carry you? Are you going to stay up there?
Can I put me in my bed?
When I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to go take her upstairs one last time. Hold on. You gotta be tough, girl. You're big. You're nothing to be scared of. Okay. Those dang stairs. Okay, I was saying, whatever, I like reevaluated, but I just missed you guys, and it feels so good to be back and like just connect with people, and especially the people that I've like, I keep saying, you know, like the reoccurring people. I don't know, it just means a lot. Those stairs, and she is not tiny. Today it was funny at the school. There was this baby in the stroller, and it was a really cute baby, but it was like a really chunky baby. And I love chunky babies, so every time I like see them on TV or something, I'm like, ooh, chunky. So Aura knows Mom likes chunky babies. So we saw this baby in the stroller, and Aura loves babies, so she was like, you know, she said like, oh, baby. And so I said, how cute. And she's like, it's so chubby. And I was like, but she was like so loud. I mean, it's not offensive, I don't think, but also part of me was like, shh, you know. We went to Mexico for our honeymoon, which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't ideally love the idea of that because we've been to Mexico. Both of us have gone without each other, and then we've gone together before. We went to Cancun like I don't even know, the first summer that we were together. And so I don't know, it was just like, do we want to go back there? But like then planning something anywhere else was like too much. We planned our wedding in like 2 or 3 months, so I was just kind of like tapped out, and like so was just both of us were. And so we were like, we'll just do it in a couple months. And then we found this resort on our way back home, like scrolling through our phones, because I still kind of felt like, well, maybe we should, I don't know. So I just was kind of like occasionally looking at places. And then I found the place that we stayed at, which was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was expensive. It was not Mexico pricing, but it was also not just like a typical Mexico experience. Like, it was so amazing. When are you posting the vlog? When it gets approved. The 27-minute vlog is not the honeymoon vlog. That is actually a bunch of, it's probably my best video yet, I must say. It's taken me months to edit it. Granted, there was like the holidays, the wedding, and the honeymoon, so it wouldn't have taken me months without those things. But it doesn't include the honeymoon. It's just like footage up until the day of our wedding. So yeah, that I'm gonna upload that on Monday. It's actually done. It's completely done being edited. I just need to add all the links that I talk about. And there's quite a long, because it's 27 minutes and it's so many different days of footage, and like I've been filming that video since October. So there's just a lot of things I need to add, and I need to rewatch and like make final edits, the music. So ideally, well, I could have posted it like tomorrow. I could have said that, but I just don't know if that's realistic because I haven't started that process of those final touches. So Monday, it will for sure, without a doubt, be at Monday. Oh my gosh, so many June weddings. We also almost got married in June. It's a good month. It's just so much more expensive because everybody gets married in June. Tips. I want to make a tips video. And like really sit down and like both of us think about like things we would have done different, things we loved, tips, like budget, all of that. We went way over budget. That's a tip. It's not worth it. I'm trying to think of like a tip though right now, like something that we did. Okay. So typically in a wedding, there is like a ceremony and then a reception, or is that the other way? No, there's a ceremony and then a reception. We had a private ceremony. And then after there was like, we did it kind of like earlier, and then there was like cocktail hour. So there was an hour, and usually that's when like the family takes pictures, is in that hour when everybody else is having cocktail hour. We had our pictures done really quickly, which I didn't love that part because now I feel like the photos were kind of rushed. But that being said, I'm also glad we did it that way because Preston and I went back to our hotel room during cocktail hour, just the two of us. We had the appetizers or the hors d'oeuvres that were served at cocktail hour brought up to us, and we just sat in the room. And it was right after we had our private ceremony, so right after we got married, we sat alone and just like ate our appetizers and just like talked, and that was really cool. That was like really special just to be the two of us. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Like, if you're not getting married at a hotel, then you could, I know people have done things where they'll eat dinner privately, like while everybody else eats dinner. We didn't opt for that, but anyways, that was finding some point in the night to like be alone, and before you start drinking and stuff, because obviously like at the end of the night you're going to be alone. So something like in between all of that and before the drinking is what I would recommend. That was something both of us have expressed many times, like might have been our favorite part. Your wedding dress is beautiful, by the way. So pretty. Thank you. I really did love it. I will say, when I bought the dress, I told her, like, okay, I'm getting married, like, next month. So I need one that pretty much doesn't need alterations. So the one I found, I loved, and literally everything about it, except it was a little tight on my boobs. Like, it was just, I felt like they were, like, like, pouring out. And it felt a little bit inappropriate. Like, I love, you guys know I love a sexy vibe, but it felt inappropriate. So I was like, okay, it's not perfectly fitted, but it will do. And then she was like, that is a super easy fix to get altered. Like, that doesn't take long. So I was like, okay, I'll get that altered. I came back to Utah, found an alteration place, and I shouldn't have done that because it was too big. And it was like drastically big. In a lot of pictures you can tell. And it doesn't really matter. Like, at the end of the day, it's not something that upsets me. Like, it's a fucking dress. And I'm like not that, I'm just like not like that, you know, like whatever. There's bigger problems in the world. But it was like a little bit hard for pictures and stuff. I was completely taped. Like, a lot of people, of course, haters are like, oh my God, I didn't see her nipple. You cannot see my nipple because I'm wearing nipple covers. So you definitely can't. But you can, in a lot of the pictures, see tape, because I had it literally taped to everywhere. Because the lady, again, she was a great seamstress. Like, it wasn't her fault. It was just the timeline. Like, I couldn't go back and get it any smaller by the time that I got it done. But she took fabric from the bottom of the dress, because she took a lot of fabric off the bottom, and added fabric to the strap to like make it looser. But she added too much, and again, by the time, like, I didn't have time to get it fixed. So that part was really unfortunate. My photographer was like, I can Photoshop all the tape out of it for you. But I'm like, girl, you don't need to do that. Like, that's too much work. I, as a non-professional, but like somebody who edits photos quite constantly, that's like a lot of work. You don't need to do that. So that's the only thing that I didn't love about the dress. Like, I felt like all night I was trying to be cautious of my dress. So yeah. Having a tattoo artist was so unique. I haven't seen that at a wedding before. That was like the hit of the night. The only thing, my advice is if you ever get a tattoo artist, which I highly recommend. Like, everybody loved it. At first I was like, who's gonna get a tattoo? Especially because we had to pick like a flash sheet. So I was like, who's gonna choose from our like 10 choices that we choose? Everybody does, and everybody will, especially if they're free. And we did it so that like we paid for everybody's tattoos. So everybody got them, and it's just kind of fun because we had like really fun ones, like cowboy boots but like hearts all over them, and whatever, like all these different options. Also this like random teddy bear, which I'm not gonna lie, I was like, hey Kyra, the reason I got the teddy bear is because at the end of the night everybody had gotten like different versions of the things on the flash sheet, and then I asked the artist, what's one that nobody's gotten? She's like, it's weirdly enough, the only one that people didn't get is the teddy bear. And when I picked this one, because I picked what went on the flash sheet, I was like, it's so cute. Like, it even has like heart, like these heart things, you know? And she's like, nobody got it. And I was like, oh, screw it, I'll get it. So I got it. And I don't love it. Like, she did a great job. I was just like, why did you get a teddy bear? Like, you guys know, I like word tattoos. Like, I don't like pictures, but it's whatever. It's not the end of the world. I don't really care. It was just like, why did I get it? And I was sober. So like, why did I make that decision? Do you feel different being married? That's a good question. Not really. I feel like I never thought I would either. Like, I've always known marriage to me, I never really knew people who got married. Like, even people who have been together forever. Like, anybody that I've ever been around was either married before I was born, or they've been together forever but never got married. Like, that's just not what they opted for. And so for me, I always just thought weddings were just like big parties with the people you love. And to me, that is what it was. I think it's like obviously a serious thing. Like, I know that, but so is just like living together and like having a life together. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I feel it's like exciting and fun to call each other husband and wife. Like, that part is really exciting, but I feel like other than that, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I feel different. Are you guys planning for a baby now or waiting still? We started trying for a baby in November or December. Something around there. Thank you, Bailey. I'm glad you didn't. I didn't super notice either. Like, even when I look at pictures, I don't like I'm not like, oh my gosh. There's a couple where I just had to be careful that, like, you know, when I posted it, because even though, again, you can't see my nipple, I still, like, it doesn't look good when you can like see all the tape. But some of them I was lazy about, because it's like, whatever, that's not that bad. And like, again, I don't think it's the biggest deal. Like, that's what happens when you get married in 3 months. Especially when you were gonna do it in way longer amount of time. It is crazy though, I will say, I don't know if anybody else felt like this. So I changed my name, but it takes time. Like, it doesn't just happen overnight. Like, I filled out the paperwork overnight, like the day before we got married, we got our marriage license, all that. But then, like, you have to, you know, go to the Social Security office. Like, it's a whole thing. It is not an easy thing. Oh my God. I know a lot of people who have not changed their name just because the process is a pain in the ass. So like, I need to get my license changed and all that. So like, my license and all those things still say like my maiden name. Is that how you say that? So when people ask, like, you know, I've done a few things since we've gotten married where they're like, oh, what's your name? Like, simple things, like at the library or whatever. And I'm like, what do I write my name as? What's on my ID, or like my new name? I was sober at the wedding by choice. I just like wanted to remember everything. I forget very easily. Like, as soon as I have more than one drink, even if I'm not like super drunk, my memory is just not good sober. Like, I'm the worst, especially in like arguments. I go to like reiterate something, I'm like, I don't remember even what happened 5 seconds ago. So anyways, I have bad memory. And so if I drink, I was really afraid that I just wouldn't remember little details or whatever. Plus, you're like responsible for a lot at your wedding, you know? Like we had a day of coordinator, but I was responsible for a lot, which is fine. But I could not be like having things, it all happened so fast. Like it's not like you had like this really slow paced event. Like no, there's something you're, especially as the bride and the groom, you're like having dinner, doing speeches, you know, greeting people, thanking people, doing the cake. Like there's just steps and it all happens so quick. Your first dance with your kids. We did a first dance with the kids. That was really fun. I haven't changed my name and it's been 7 years. I'm a fraud. I'm not really. See, and then I'm like, do I change my Instagram name? But like, do I change my username or just the name on my profile? And then I'm like overthinking it all. And I'm like, oh my God, just, this doesn't have to all happen overnight, you know? Like as far as like changing everything, like I changed my name and I'm like proud of it and excited, but I'm like, I easily initially was like, oh my God, I gotta like change my library card and like all these things. I'm like, okay, one step at a time. Let's get like a copy of the marriage license first and all that. But yeah, it is a pain in the butt, which I didn't really know. Like I've heard people tell me that before. Like I have family members who have told me like, yeah, it's not an easy process. That's why I didn't do it. Or this is what I had to do. So I knew, but like now going through it, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I guess it's your identity. I can see why it's not like an easy thing. My eyes are like, I think because this light is, I started the live at 8:30. Well, 8:35, I was 5 minutes late, but the first half of the live deleted, so I'm super annoyed. But I want to start doing a lot more lives on here, also like reels. And now that I have, I mean, you guys know I've had an assistant for a while, but it's taken some time to like get her, like teach her all the things, right? And like be comfortable and not overwhelmed by like all the different tasks that are not all the same. Like, you know, learning 20 new tasks at once can be a lot. And so she's amazing, but it's like I just haven't wanted to like give her too much. So now I feel like we're at a good place where like she helps me edit not my YouTube videos, but reels and stuff, so I can put those out for you, because I film so many and then so many don't end up going up because they just pile up, you know? The vlog goes up on Monday. I think it's my best vlog. Like I spent so much time editing it and just putting like all the different touches, and I really loved it. We also, I don't know if you guys saw, but the reel where I redid the girls' room, I didn't redo Levi's room, but I just took a bed out, because when we first moved in, I liked the idea of having 2 twin beds in his room, because the people who lived here before had that set up and it looked super cute. And I liked it for guests, because we have people staying with us all the time, like family members that come to visit. Excuse me. Oh my God, so much is happening. And so, whatever. It has been super convenient. It has been really used. But now that Levi's having friends over a lot and stuff, it just creates a lot more of a mess. I'm like, you know what? We're going to get a blow-up mattress, and when guests come, we're just going to blow up the blow-up mattress. Like nowadays, the blow-up mattresses are super nice. You don't even have to blow them up yourself and plug them into the wall. Like having this bed here permanently is just not working. So we kept all of them. That's a lesson I've learned with multiple kids. Like I used to like have the bed and sell the bed. But now I'm like, screw that. Like keep the beds, because you change your mind every 6 months from bunk bed to twin bed, or like, you know, single bed. So we kept all the beds for when I change my mind again. But for now, I really like it. I feel like it's a normal female thing, not to be sexist, but I feel like it's a normal female thing, no? To like always be rearranging your house. Like I've changed the living room. I'm thinking about changing it again, and we changed it like a month ago. Like it's just, there's something. And also working from home, I look at the same damn site every day. I'm losing it. And like I'm thinking about this house, like there's so much I want, or this room, there's so much I want to change. I want to like, I mean, don't get me wrong, this wall is cute, but this bedroom is so unfucking functional. I want to like get it's gonna sound ugly, okay? But, like, I don't know if you guys know, like, the IKEA closets, basically. This wall, I want to be, like, closet, but, like, closed. Like, the door's closed, but the whole wall. Because between my clothes and Preston's clothes, like, he actually has a lot of clothes because he doesn't work from home. So, like, he dresses nice for work all the time. And so he has a lot of clothes. And then just, like, if you live in cold states, you know, the jackets, the sweatshirts, the hoodies, the crew necks, like, they take up a lot of space. So anyways, we have, like, this area behind us. I guess I can show you guys. Let me make sure there's nothing inappropriate around. It's ugly, okay? But, like, this is, like, our closet area. It's just so, I don't know. I just don't love it. And so I'm like, but it's really deep. So I'm like, if we took all of that out and we put that on these, like, closet walls back here or whatever we decide, like, the IKEA situation is the most affordable route, especially because we're not going to live here forever. And then when we have a baby, if we still live here when we have a baby, then we can, like, basically rip out the closet design of it and put, like, I mean, the baby sleeps in our room for the first 6 months to a year, depending on the child. So literally a crib, like, that's how deep it is. A crib could fit in there. And it's, like, not in there sounds so like I'm shoving them in the closet, and I'm not. Like, you know, that sounds so weird. But basically turning it into, like, a corner nursery. If you look them up on Pinterest, they're super cute. So that's, like, an idea I have. I don't know. I think of a new fucking idea every day, and Preston's gonna kill me. Winnie, I think is how you say your name. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to our very chaotic lives. Nursery nook. I actually also have seen closets, like, transformed into nurseries, and it sounds bad, but it really is so cute. It's just like a mini room, but that wouldn't be necessarily what we would do. Or we have, like, our laundry room, which I don't show because it's just so, it's so ugly, which I should show because, like, who gives a shit, you know? Like, not everybody's houses are fucking great in every corner. But I just also just don't like it. And, like, I don't even want to look at it. Anyways, our laundry room is a very unfinished, just, like, corner of the house. Like, literally, it's so unfinished. It's like, you know the room where you have the water heater, you know? It's just, like, a bigger version of a water heater room. So it's not the jam. But we could finish that room. It'd still just be, like, the laundry room would still have to be in there. I don't know. Okay? Just ideas. Oops. But yeah, I feel like I get all these ideas. I get overwhelmed. It's just, I don't think it's just working from home, but I do think that makes it worse because I just sit there all day and I, like, especially when the house is a mess, I'm like, oh my God, I just can't wait to move. It's just so hard because, like, it's hard to justify spending that much money on a home. Like, this is the most expensive house that I've ever lived in, which is absurd because I feel like I've lived in such nice houses that were, like, drastically cheaper than this. And it's just defeating because it's like, I'm not somebody who wants to pour, like, majority of my income, if I can, into my home. Like, you know, I like to take the kids places. I like to travel within like, normal distance, not too crazy. But, you know, I like to shop at TJ Maxx. Like, I like to do these random things that cost money, and, like, I can't do that if I'm pouring all my money into my mortgage every month. So anyways, nowadays, to buy a really nice home is, like, that would fit all of us the way that I would, like, ideally want, and future kids, is where I live, in the city that I live in, $1.5 million. And it's like, even if I can afford that, what? You know, like, it's just crazy. Like, it's so crazy. I don't get it. And it's so bothersome. So, like, I'm always, like, I always get in these moods. We actually went and looked at a house that I really liked. And it was, like, not that expensive, but in the millions. what does it matter when it's $1 million? It's all expensive. And we like almost did it, and it was like, Kyra, what the hell are you doing? You know, like, it's just hard because this house is very small for the amount of us. But I don't know. What's your dream home design? That's a good question. Definitely not a Utah style home. If you're familiar with what that style is, it's like an extremely open floor model home looking, new build, but all IKEA quality. Very, very small rooms. Like, I don't know, just go on any like Utah influencers page and like they all live in the same style house, which the houses are pretty, like, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful homes. I just don't love that. Like, I grew up in LA where all the houses were their own and there was like character to them. Some of them were ugly, but yeah, I just like, that's one thing I do love so much about this house. Like, this house has a personality, like it has characteristics, and I do really love that. So I don't love open floor plans. I just think that, which I know is very different, I think a lot of people do like those. I don't love those, but I also do want large bedrooms. I don't understand. I think in Utah, because everybody has 80 kids, which, girl, me too. Hopefully I have 7 within a couple years. But the bedroom, in order to have enough bedrooms for all your kids, all the bedrooms are really small. And it's like, you literally, like any house that I lived in prior to this one, this is the first house I've lived in that isn't like this, and this house was built in the 20s, okay? So that's probably why. But all of like the relatively new houses or brand new houses in Utah, I couldn't even fit a queen size bed and a dresser. Like, that's how small they are. It's ridiculous. What do you love about Utah? Would you ever move out of state? I do love a lot of things. I know I'm like complaining about their homes, but I love Utah because it's safe. Even though I'm not a part of the religion or religious in general, most of the people here are, which means that there's like a lot of good people. Don't get me wrong, there can be bad people who are religious, but like a lot of people that I am surrounded by and my kids are surrounded by have like good morals and like are good people. And it's beautiful in the summer and the spring. I do hate the winter. That makes me want to move. Where I would move, I don't know. Would I ever move? I don't know. It's like, sometimes I'm like, damn, it's so cold here, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if I like a lot of other places, and I know that it is so nice here other than the snow, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the house thing, I'm trying to think of like other things that are important besides like enough space in the bedrooms. I would like, the loft area. A lot of Utah homes actually do have that, like that extra open space that you can use as like a second entertainment room or a playroom or a homeschool room or like any of those things. I live in Minnesota, so I know what you mean. Would you ever move to Arizona? That's a good question. There's like a lot that comes to mind. Realistically, would I ever move there? My simple answer is no. Sometimes does it sound nice? Yes. It also sounds nice because Preston has family there, but it's just, I don't know if that's like a place for us that we would enjoy. What's your self-care routine, mentally and emotionally? This is a great question. I don't do a lot of self-care. I would say the self-care that this may sound weird, but like I have recently set a lot of boundaries for myself with like people, places, and things, and that's really helped my mental state. And so maybe, I don't know if that's categorized as self-care. I'm thinking of like skincare routines, so I don't feel like that's one and the same, but like mentally that really helps me. Turning off my phone, not feeling guilty for, working when I don't get like 100% of the time with my kids. And so naturally, no matter who you are, you feel like bad for that, for your kids. And so often, like even right now, you know, Aura's going to bed and I'm like, okay, but like mommy's got to finish working, and I have to tell myself, you know, like people have to work, and also she needs to understand that. But there's balance to it. And I don't know, a couple years ago, I don't believe that I had balance in my life, and not just that, but in like so many things. And I feel like now, like I stop working at a certain time, no matter what. If my phone is going off with text messages, like emails, I don't care. I've been really good at just like, I don't care. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. You know, like nothing is that important besides your children. So, but not just work. That's just like the easiest example to give. Like there's a lot, like people also, I in these past couple of years of like self-reflection, and also just being in hard times and like wanting to socialize and wanting people in my life, I've like really, I'm like trying to figure out how to word this. I don't know, just not had boundaries. And if anything, like not been who I was so that I could have people, or I felt guilty for certain like people, that things might have like hurt them or affected them when like, you know, I don't know. Just so many things. Like I just like, naturally, I think when anybody goes through things that I went through a couple years ago, mentally you're just way off. And so I lost my balance and my footing in life. And recently I've been really like, you know, who do I want? What do I want? What are my intentions? Who are my people? What do I want to be as a person and a friend and a wife and a mom? I will say the momming, I've always really put that first. So I didn't like totally lose my footing with that one. Some things, yes, of course, like whatever. But I feel like I've always put that as a priority. So all the other things were not. But yeah, I don't know. I think self-care as far as like skincare and stuff, I've not been good at. I've always gone on and off of that, you know. It's just hard because when I'm lazy, I'm like, I just don't wanna. Hi, Luce. Hi, kitty. You guys came down here to join the party? Did you come down here to join the party? I see a swimsuit strap on the floor. And it's making me think, where the heck is the other one? No. Okay, you guys. I think I'm going to go upstairs. Give Aura some snuggles like I promised. And then I need to eat something because I'm kind of hungry. And then I'm going to go to bed. I'm super tired. I'm trying to think of tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh my gosh. That's exciting. What am I going to do? Work? I don't know. I have like, actually I have a couple announcements, but I have one I need to film for. Maybe I need to do that this week. It paused because it went into low power mode. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so grateful you're here and that either you stuck through or you're a new subscriber. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for our car chats. That's a new one. And I like always think about it because I've been getting Starbucks a lot lately. I know. I don't want to talk about it, but whatever. There's a new vlog coming Monday. So anyways, on Tuesdays, I think is what I put on the schedule. Yeah, Tuesdays at 10:30. 10:30? 10? Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this. And then I'll definitely post for you guys what time I put. But we're gonna get Starbucks and sit in the car and just talk. Because, duh, how fun does that sound? Like, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds better than the Thursday chats. Although these are fun. And hopefully, I feel like also that I have so many people, so many subscribers message me that this time just isn't great for them. And I feel really bad. It's just consistently the same time I can do, like, whether I have the kids or not. So Tuesdays will be fun because it will be morning. But anyways, I keep just ranting. I love you guys. I hope that you have a great night, a great Friday. And whatever, if there's things going on in your life that are making that hard, then say F it and have one anyways. Because it's up to you, okay? Love you guys.